From KGW, this is The Good Stuff.
We get close, we become like brothers and sisters and family.
Tonight on The Good Stuff, a new edition of Pacific Storyland, shining a light on close calls involving firefighters. But we're not talking about close calls on the job, rather medical emergencies. Thank you for joining us. I'm Christine Pitawanich. Catherine Cook and photographer Kurt Austin explain how those close calls could help save lives.
What our trigger points are for going to a second alarm. You know, we have fire showing on the first floor.
It's a Tuesday afternoon at Portland Fire and Rescue's training center.
Fire showing from the roof, smoke showing from the roof. What do you think the most important elements are?
Crews are sharpening their skills.
Well, communicating
in the classroom,
everything that you can.
And hands-on.
That's the job.
After a while, you get the feeling that out here, things
I would think so.
Always go their way.
I'll tell you.
But truthfully,
that's right.
This place is still the real world.
8 years ago, January 26, 2016, I was conducting a drill here at what we call our burn room.
Battalion Chief Mark Tilden had just turned 40.
Felt normal, came on out here, we did the drill.
But after that drill, Mark felt unusually exhausted.
I was in disbelief. I decided I'm gonna take a walk, I'm gonna shake this off. I'm a grown man, I'm gonna take care of myself.
He rounded the burn room building, took off his coat, and went into cardiac arrest.
I said, hey guys, I'm going out. And then I had a cardiac arrest. Luckily, I had my air pack on.
Doctors later told Mark he'd suffered a complete blockage of his left anterior descending artery.
And it's also known as the widowmaker heart attack. You know, that's a 2% survival rate for that type of heart attack. And you either survive, it either happens in the hospital or at a fire station. Thank God I was at a fire station with my brothers and sisters.
There were no warning signs, just the day-to-day.
We tend to not take care of ourselves as well as we should. We're always taking care of others first.
But if prevention is key, and Mark seemed healthy, what more could he have done?
Great health as far as I knew.
Yep.
What more could Lieutenant Aaron Gagnon have done?
Go get it! I wasn't really one of those guys you'd expect it to happen to.
Sounds familiar.
It felt like coming home again, get back to the fire station. So
he takes care of all of us.
It's been 1 year since Aaron suffered his own massive heart attack.
Oh, let's see, brother. Thanks, sis.
He was off that day.
All right, see you guys.
Driving in Vancouver when the chest pains hit. He pulled into this parking lot and called 911.
911, what's the address of the emergency?
I'm at Winco on 136, north of No Plan.
Okay.
And I think I'm having a heart attack, actually.
Dispatcher said, turn your hazards on. So as I reached for the button to hit the hazards on, I realized it started to hurt a lot. And then I had kind of a shooting dull pain down my inside left tricep. Yeah, it wasn't good.
So the pain's getting worse, so...
Okay, they're almost to you.
Aaron learned his heart attack was nearly identical to the one his colleague Mark had suffered.
Yeah, pretty wild.
Ladder up.
Same type of blockage. Same 2% survival rate.
All right, let's go home.
And just weeks before, doctors had given Aaron a clean bill of health.
And then they tell me, you've been walking around with 90% blockages for a couple of years. And then, so that's when I said, well, how in the heck am I supposed to know that? Because
Aaron pressed for the answer, determined to learn something, anything that might prevent a widowmaker heart attack from blindsiding someone else.
And that's when they said, well, you could have had this one CT scan that would have shown that, and I had never heard of that, and I didn't know. I was upset that I had never heard of it. Why have I never heard of it?
The test doctors told Aaron about is the coronary artery calcium, or CAC test for short. Patients get a CT scan of their heart. It reveals any calcium deposits in the coronary arteries. That calcium score gives doctors a good idea of how much plaque could be in their arteries and how to deal with it. Turns out only firefighters with several specific risk factors are offered the test. They include diabetes, hypertension, obesity, and family history.
I couldn't believe it, yeah. It was a surprise.
On paper, Aaron would not have qualified for a CAC test, but says had he known about it, he would have gotten one anyway.
It felt like I needed to say, what the heck, you know?
Just weeks after his heart attack, Aaron volunteered for this training video.
Here with Aaron Gagnon, also known as Gags.
His way of sounding the alarm.
Our population still feels like we're bulletproof.
To other first responders.
Yeah, we're all aware of it. We all know what it is. That's why we have so many of our guys that have had heart problems.
Since then, about 200 Portland firefighters have requested and paid for a CAC test on their own.
I don't think anybody really knew about it until...
That includes everyone Aaron works with at Station 14 on Northeast Killingsworth.
I think we were all kind of in disbelief, really. I think it's on everybody's radar.
I'm watching Aaron go through what he went through. It had a dramatic effect, not only on me personally, but our family.
After Travis Chipman took the test, he shared his results with the whole team.
Not good. So 0 is the best, and at 700, they say a heart attack is extremely likely, if not imminent, and so I'm at 822. So
he wouldn't have known any of that without Aaron.
Yeah.
We get close, we become like brothers and sisters and family.
And in this case,
granddads.
Co-grandparents.
Our children are married to each other. Yes, my daughter and his son are married, yes. And we have a shared grandson.
A grandson who might be missing one or maybe both of his granddads.
That would suck, yeah.
If not for a miracle.
Very grateful.
And the resolve.
Yes, very grateful. Yeah.
To make it count.
Since Aaron's heart attack, I'm down 35 pounds and I'm eating right, and so it's pretty cool. So.
I'm only down 20. I need to work harder.
Of the 200 firefighters who've taken a CAC test, about 15, including Travis, learned they needed medical or corrective intervention. And beginning next year, because of union intervention, all members over 40 will be eligible for a routine CAC test.
It might save someone's life, right? You never know, right? Hopefully.
It all goes back to the training and careers built on saving people's lives. But sometimes, no amount of training,
the job takes a toll on our bodies. It just does.
Can replace what life teaches us.
We're not bulletproof. We still need to take care of ourselves.
In Northeast Portland, Catherine Cook, KGW News.
What a story. And if you have an idea for Pacific Storyland, Catherine would love to hear from you. You can text her at the number there on your screen. That is 503-226-5088. You can also send an email to pacificstoryland@kgw.com. Well, 9 dogs touched down in Portland yesterday after being flown across the country, and now they're looking for new homes. The U.S. Humane Society says in April it rescued over 100 dogs from an alleged dogfighting ring in New Jersey. They found dogs and puppies living in absolutely terrible conditions, and they were hurt pretty badly too. The Humane Society says it's been working with the dogs for the last few months, getting them ready for adoption.
They're all happy, fun, wiggly, wagging tails. They're dogs who are ready to find new homes. Some other dogs were found in other conditions. A few other dogs are still requiring some additional support before they're going to be ready. But the 9 dogs who are here at HSSW, they're happy and they're ready to find those homes.
Oh, those pooches are so cute. So you heard him talk about HSSW. That stands for the Humane Society for Southwest Washington. They say they've already got 4 dogs ready to be adopted. More are expected to be ready throughout the week. If you want more information on those dogs or how to meet them, go to the Humane Society for Southwest Washington's website. That is hssw.org. And check this out, a family in Oregon City is working hard to protect their pet from the extreme temperatures we've been seeing. Meet baby Magdalene, the 2-month-old camel, keeping cool with an outdoor air conditioner that her owners installed for her. So normally, a lot of us tend to think that camels do pretty well in hot weather, right? But Magdalene's owners say because she's so young, she's not able to regulate her body temperature.
Camels will lose all of this in the summer, but since she's a baby, she has all the fluff, and that was making her so hot. But to see her sitting in front of the air conditioner all the time is about the cutest thing you'll see, and it makes me happy.
Oh, she's so cute. Definitely fluffy too. So when they initially bought the air conditioner and put it near Magdalene's pen, they weren't really sure how she'd react. But turns out, like many of us humans, one of her favorite spots, chilling right there in front of the AC. I get you, Magdalene. And after the break, a spot for you to keep cool as well, as Grant McComey takes us on an adventure paddling through the calm backwaters of Scappoose Bay. Welcome back. This heat wave has been pretty rough, right? But luckily, a cool retreat isn't too far from Portland. Grant McComey says boaters and hikers will feel a million miles away along Sauvie Island.
On a gentle summer's day, Scappoose Bay offers plenty of protection from wind and wave, so no need to worry, only time to paddle.
We're going to leave Scappoose Bay, work our way down the channel, across the Multnomah Channel, and over into Sauvie Island into a beautiful little paddle called Cunningham Slough.
Finding a comfort zone on the glassy water comes easy on a day filled with summer's glory.
I can't tell you how many times I have people come out and say, I can't believe this is only 25 miles away. I feel like I've gone to some place that would require days to get to.
We're on a stretch of backwater largely overlooked this time of year. Steve Gibbons says kayaks draw only 4 inches of water, so allow easy access into tiny bays and sloughs. A quiet way to explore wildlife hideouts.
Unless you get out there into nature, you can't experience it. Getting out and going kayaking is the best way to experience wildlife, especially in the Sauvie Island, St. Helens area, Scappoose Bay area. I mean, you can go for miles and miles. It's a kayaking mecca.
If there's a more underrated Oregon State Park than Wapato Greenway, I certainly don't know where it's tucked away.
Well, I think to some degree just the peacefulness of it. There's not a lot of hubbub out here.
Wapato Greenway is 88 acres of natural parkland with 2 miles of looped trail, according to Ranger John Mullen.
And it's close enough to Portland that you feel like you're getting away even though you're right next door.
Mullen adds the site was once called Virginia Lake, but was renamed when state parks took over management in the 70s. Native Americans knew the place well. They lived here by thousands for as many years and grew the namesake Wapato plant.
Green arrow leaf shaped plant that grows in these wetlands, and they would actually cultivate it. It's been diminished quite a bit by the invasive reed canary grass, but in many of these places, either by restoration work, it's been coming back to some degree.
Wapato's in bloom this time of year, and it's important habitat for baby Pacific tree frogs galore. Once it was harvested by the natives for its bulb, similar to a potato, each October. But you don't have to wait that long to enjoy a visit.
It's a lovely view. People like to come out here, and there's benches, and you can sit and kind of relax and forget about the kind of urban hubbub of things.
And the noise is all gone. You don't hear traffic.
Basically hear birds or quiet and the breeze through the leaves. It is pretty, isn't it?
Oh, it's that and so much more. So hurry here soon and discover a state parkland that fills you with pride for the quiet times. And Wapato Greenway with photographer Jeff Kastner, Grant McComey, KGW.
What a beautiful shot. Of course, Grant has all the details, directions, and contact information on the Grant's Getaways page on the KGW website. Also, be sure to watch Grant's Getaways. The half-hour show airs this Saturday and Sunday right here on KGW. Still to come, from a childhood injury that impaired her ability to walk to earning the moniker the fastest woman alive. Next, we've got the legacy of Wilma Rudolph. But first, we want to let you know, hard to believe, about the KGW School Supply Drive. It starts in just a few weeks' time, so now is the time to sign up your organization to help us collect school supplies. Last year, we collected school supplies for more than 15,000 kids. Head to kgw.com/school to sign up your organization, and we'll send you right over a collection kit. Also, keep in mind that the supplies you give will actually stay in your local school district. We'll have more details on how individuals can help a little later this month. Again, kgw.com/school is the place to go for all the info. Leading up to the Olympic Games in Paris, we are highlighting the Olympic athletes who have helped pave the way for so many others. Today, we're talking about Wilma Rudolph. She is a Hall of Famer 3 times over, inducted into the Black Sports Hall of Fame, the U.S. Olympic Hall of Fame, and the National Women's Hall of Fame. It wasn't an easy road for Wilma Rudolph, having to overcome polio and scarlet fever, which left her with a twisted left leg. As a child, Rudolph was told she would never walk again, but she never stopped working at getting stronger and faster. Remarkably, at the age of 16, the Tennessee native won bronze on the 4x100 relay team while still in high school. 4 years later, at the 1960 Games in Rome, Rudolph had her true breakthrough, setting a world record and winning gold in the 100-meter sprint, 200 meters, and the 4x100-meter relay. Her performance earned her the title, the fastest woman in the world. Rudolph returned home a hero. She insisted her homecoming parade and banquet be open to all residents, the first racially integrated events in Clarksville, Tennessee. Rudolph never competed in the Olympics again. She retired and later became a teacher and a commentator. Rudolph died in 1994, a civil rights and women's rights pioneer. Inspiring story. Okay, back in our area, say hello to the newest member of the Portland Trailblazers. The team officially introduced recent pickup Deni Avdija yesterday afternoon. Avdija was a top 10 pick by the Wizards in 2020 and last season posted career highs in several categories, including points, pouring in nearly 15 per game.
First of all, for the fans, I heard there's a very good fan base here, so I'm excited to be a part. And the culture, you're in a different state, you're in the West Coast now, so seeing the city, seeing how people interact, and being a part of Portland.
Yeah, welcome to you, Deni. Avdija won't be on the Blazers' Summer League squad that started practice yesterday. That's largely for players trying out, returning rookies, and new draft picks. We'll be right back. If you're looking for a sweet treat that'll help cool you off, listen up, because now through the end of July, you can cool down with frozen cocktails from 23 local bars for just $8 a drink. The Portland Mercury is partnering up with Jim Beam to present the Summer of Slushies. You can try slushies like the Shark Bite from the Alibi Restaurant and Lounge, maybe a Mount Hood Crush from Clark Lewis in Southeast Portland, or how about a basic beach from XLB on North Williams Avenue. You can find all the information at portlandmercury.com. Oh, those look good right about now. Nice and cool. Well, that's about all the time we have. Thank you, as always, for hanging out with us here on The Good Stuff. As we say goodbye, we leave you with this stunning view from our Timberline Lodge Skycam. Gorgeous out there, blue skies. We will see you right back here, same time, same place, tomorrow night. Enjoy your evening.